Sin embargo, la República Dominicana tiene mano de obra calificada.
The Dominican Republic has a qualified labor force. It's not a coincidence that the free trade zone was established here. We want a developed country that generates employment so that we don't have to go to other countries for work.
Here we believe money does not satisfy the whole man. Men have to fight to be more, not to have more. If you learn to be more, then you can have more.
Un pueblo que sabe disfrutar la vida.
We are people who know how to enjoy life, who have a smile even when confronting the difficult things. We are a small country with a history of resistance, internally and externally. We have a history of democracy that we can offer.
El desafío más grande de los dominicanos y las dominicanas.
The biggest challenge facing the people of the DR is how to achieve growth with equality. All these years of economic growth have not meant that people are experiencing the same impacts. On the contrary, the Dominican Republic is one of the Latin American countries with the largest gap between rich and poor. All of this growth, all of the beneficial impacts have been concentrated on this 20% of the population that receives 80% of the benefits of this growth. I have two daughters, 11 and 12 years old. I am a single mother.
Mi salario zona franca, 700 pesos.
My salary in the free zone is 700 pesos. From that, you pay your food, your transport, your rent, everything. Our economy is bad here. It's in the dumps. The majority of the factories are closing now, with what's happening in the world. If they get a better deal elsewhere, they just go.
A veces sí hay contrariedad de trabajo.
Sometimes people say your work is bad, and you know that you sent it in good quality. If they say something is missing from your work, you can be fired and thrown into the street. That leaves you without work. In the free zone, you live as a slave. You can see the levels of poverty increase year after year in our countries. It is the women who have to manage with this daily poverty. I've seen the heartache when a woman pays the rent and there's no money left to feed the kids. It's up to us to put a face on our poverty.
Levantarse por la mañana, que casi siempre es alrededor de las 5 de la mañana.
Working in a zona franca means getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, the latest 5:30. Sometimes you go to wash or brush your teeth and the water has been turned off. Then you hope a neighbor has saved a bucket you can borrow. Some days you're lucky. Then you get your children ready. Feed them breakfast and take them to a woman to look after them. Getting to the free zone is different every day. There are crowded buses, or if you're running late, a stranger's motorcycle. There are hundreds of people arriving at the same time. Once you get through security, it's a long walk to your factory, and you can't be late. If you arrive at 7:02, they won't let you in. And if it happens twice a month without a valid excuse, you could lose your job without the right to severance pay according to the law. Finally, you sit down at a machine to sew in a noisy, dusty environment. They almost never have water to drink. The bathrooms are very bad. The lights make you tired. The supervisor passes to remind you it's 10 in the morning and you don't have enough sewing completed to make the requirements for the afternoon. Then you have a 15-minute break, where 1,000 or 1,200 of you all have the same break and get up at the same time to leave through one narrow door. By the time you leave, you are tired. I often worked until 7 or 9 at night. Some people go to school after that. Or you find a ride home. Hoping the water is still on. Hoping there will be power for lights. You make your husband's dinner. You iron the clothes he'll wear the next day. You look after the kids. By the end of the day, you are dead tired. It's not an easy life. To work in a maquila is not easy.
Una zona franca es
A zona franca, a free zone, is a concessionary space set up by the Dominican government to bring foreign investment of machinery and primary materials. For the producer, the attraction is tax-free status for a period of 20 years, a chance to take refuge in a country with a cheap labor force.
There is a kind of trailer caravan mentality with these maquila corporations. If they are not getting what they want in a given moment, in a given set of circumstances, they will move on. And of course they can move on to a country which is prepared to offer even poorer labor conditions.
Good afternoon, CCIC. Bonjour.
At CCIC, we have a campaign to help with our members to mobilize political will to fight global poverty. And as we looked at strategic issues, the Council decided to work with its members to find ways to ensure trade agreements contribute to poverty reduction, instead of really creating more poverty, which in many cases they do.
There are a lot of challenges working with northern organizations. One of them is how to maintain our autonomy and independence. For example, about 5 or 6 years ago, a lot of groups in the north supported closing the maquilas and boycotting their products. This was seen as an aggressive move against the workers. This move, which is seemingly an act of solidarity, actually affected us negatively. In 1999, we started a relationship with CCIC. Advocacy, lobbying government is an area where we can work together. To work in alliance with organizations in the North is vital in this globalized world. Through them, you can channel your message and pressure the groups involved.
We are facing tremendous challenges. The very, very heavy work agenda for the free trade area of the Americas negotiations. It's a very busy time.
There was a time when development was really about assistance and help in the most generic terms, you know. Now it is about accompaniment. It's about participating with our partners in key issue areas, and our partners are saying to us, we need your help around terms of trade. When we show up in the North to advocate on a particular issue, we want you to be there.